Alright, chat, I just covered the Emiru response. Now I gotta cover the fucking Mizkif response before it inevitably gets deleted. So he just went live as I was watching the Emiru video. So let's just watch it now.
Hello.
It's been real, Miz. Have a good life.
Hello.
I don't think he will have a good life,
Yo.
to be honest.
This isn't a music video, Hassan.
Yo, Bonsai, thank you for the follow.
Yo. Hey.
Shut the
Yo.
fuck. Can we skip to when he starts speaking?
Yo. Explain yourself. I will. Promise you. We're not playing Marvel Rivals today. Tom, think of this up. Appreciate it.
Yo.
Move cam. Sorry.
Hey, new viewer here. Why is everyone?
What up, Walnuts?
I'm lost with all the drama. Basically, Mizkif is being accused of sexually assaulting Emiru, who apparently they were dating at the time. And then now he just will not stop trying to contact her. So sexual assault, mental abuse, the whole 9 fucking yards. And it's ironic because he was accused of the same type of shit back 3 years ago.
Yo, Miz.
Are you starting your right wing?
Oh, I mean, it's still important.
Yo. What up?
I wouldn't say it's not important.
Yo, what up? Think this up. Hey. Yo, what up, sheep?
46 months. Crazy year.
Yo, Fulton, thank you for the sub.
This
Expose
is hot.
everything.
It's insane that people are still giving him subscribers. Fuck,
Bro,
man.
it's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time.
Shut the fuck up and start
People
Why not?
explaining
tell
yourself.
me I've subbed this long for nothing.
Let's watch the world burn.
People are stupid, that's why.
Here, I'll take you out of some
In terms of what?
There you go. What's up, chat? Let's watch the world fucking burn. If people want to act like this, you know, I see some people saying some very obtuse things. We can watch the world burn. Fuck it. Obtuse. Yes. There's some people that are saying some pretty crazy things that I was seeing. I haven't even gone on Twitter. I saw other things. And I'm like, damn. But I've been around for 10 years now. A lot of you guys know. I am pretty far away from this stuff at this point. But
Bro, these things happen all the time. This isn't even the worst allegations for a creator this year. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's still very important. It still should be talked about.
I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious. I will not be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right.
Ludwig was absolutely
I'm
right.
going to completely separate myself from these people in this community, which is fine, and I've already been doing it. But I
Alright, chat. Let's calm down. Let's not fight in the comments. Please. I know, like, it's half joking, but, like, let's just chill.
have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not? Go crazy. Who cares?
Hey, that's my bro. I don't know if we were understanding it correctly, you know?
Who fucking cares? But before that, I would like to address everything that was said today. Okay? Let's get some yos in chat first. Maybe some tryhards. It's perfectly fine. Go ahead. You're a disgusting piece of shit. Absolutely. Been that for years. It's pretty fucking par for the course.
Have a good night, Bonsai.
Pretend that I'm not a piece of shit. We've all known this. All right? Calm down. Is this anything new? No. I'm a piece of shit. Why the fuck is Caroline Burton chat? That's probably the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my life. But I'm going to defend myself on a lot of things that were said about me. I am going to defend myself on what was said with Emmy. I see a lot of people saying other things that really upset me, but the Emmy one is a serious thing that I want to take serious, and we will be discussing that, okay? I wrote this myself, so I don't know if it's even good. I am not the best writer, as a lot of you know. I have half my screen right now is red because I can't write for shit. It's not through ChatGPT. Shut up. Not through ChatGPT. It's
Bro,
not
the fact that he's still trying to make jokes. Like,
not a good writer, bro. I'm not a good writer.
I don't give a fuck.
Top of this, but this is the thing I want to talk about. So let's talk about it, shall we? And then we can go into it. Okay. So, this is April of 2021. Okay, I'm gonna write everything down. Everyone, just chill and let me hear this out. Okay. We met online when we were playing AT&T Annihilator Cup. This is me and Emmy. I was introduced to her through it, and my chat started to like us hanging out. I didn't have feelings for her or anything, but I thought we could start hanging out more and be friends. So we met through the Annihilator Cup. A lot of you guys know this.
Yeah.
I was playing with her. My chat liked her a lot. She was fun to hang out with. So we started hanging out. We started to play games with each other on stream, and we started to grow closer together. We started calling each other, and we were flirting. We didn't do anything, but it was pretty obvious that Emiru had feelings for me as well as I had for her. But we couldn't really do anything because at the time, she was dating a girl named Bonnie, another cosplayer from another state, and I was dating Maya. Me and Maya broke up. I broke up with her because...
Wait, Emmy was dating a girl? I didn't know that. Anyways, that doesn't matter.
The relationship felt stagnant, and Maya's sanctuary started to take over a lot of her life, and we hardly had time to hang out with each other. Since Maya moved out, I knew I wanted a streamer to move into the house, preferably a girl to farm content with, but I didn't want it to happen so fast. I didn't know if I wanted to be Emmy, but she told me about a stalker that came to her house with a bat, and she didn't live at her house anymore. I'm telling you everything, chat, okay? Come on. I'm telling you the whole story. Sit down and relax, all right? Take a seat. I told her to come move in with me in Austin because she had a stalker, and we want to make content, and the guy will probably be scared since there's a bunch of people around instead of her in her Kansas home by herself. From there, our relationship started growing very fast. Within just weeks of moving in, she would sit in my room with me late at night, and I would watch Pokemon over and over again, season 1. I loved it because she made me feel like it felt like my childhood and a place of calmness. She would fall asleep in my bed. With some nights, we would touch our backs or legs together. We knew we liked each other. We just knew it was a bad idea. Talks of her joining OTK happened.
So, like, he already addressed it. He was using her for content from the beginning, and then it became a real relationship, you know? But, like, Lucky? Oh my god.
Fast as well. And I knew that if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Nobody was allowed to know. Streamers as well were already starting to resent me, saying that it was a shitty thing that I moved Emmy in so fast and replaced Maya so quickly. If people found out we were dating, I could be hated by my peers and lose what I created in OTK. I didn't know if we were going to date, and I knew if we were going to make it happen, it was going to be very stressful. But I had no idea what was going to come.
Wait, I'm lost. What was going to come? I'm lost. Did he say that he was flirting with Emmy before he broke up with Maya? Did I just totally misread that, what he said?
She would sit in my room with me late at night, and I would watch Pokemon over and over again, season 1. I loved it because she made me feel like it felt like my childhood and a place of calmness. She would fall asleep in my bed. With some nights, we would touch our backs or legs together. We knew we liked each other. We just knew it was a bad idea. Talks of her joining OTK happened fast as well, and I knew that if we were potentially going to date, we'd have to keep it a secret. Nobody was allowed to know. Streamers as well were already starting to resent me, saying that it was a shitty thing that I moved Emmy in so fast and replaced Maya so quickly.
Oh,
if people found out we were dating, I could be hated by my peers.
Okay, so yeah. This was like immediately after he broke up with Maya. But I don't know based on the context that he was just saying if they had already broken up when he started talking to Emmy or not, or whatever.
And lose what I created in OTK. I didn't know if we were going to date, and I knew if we were going to make it happen, it was going to be very stressful. But I had no idea what was going to come. It was the beginning of January of 2022. Emmy just had her huge party in an arcade celebrating her birthday on stream. Everyone from Austin was there.
I remember that.
And as we were celebrating her joining OTK, there was a huge scare. Someone outside in the parking lot rammed into my Audi R8.
I remember that too.
And while we were outside thinking it was a schizo viewer, we were told that the person who just hit my car was now inside holding a gun.
What the fuck? I don't remember
This
that
scared
part.
us to no end. Me and Connery's pants ran inside in fear to get everyone out and make sure everything is okay. My first concern was Emmy. I wanted her to be safe. The cops came, the drunk driver did have a gun, and was sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison.
Oh, shit.
Me and Emmy were terrified that night. And on the way home, I grabbed her hand, and she grabbed mine. And we knew we were trauma bonded, and we didn't want to let go.
Yeah.
We would wake up together.
That's not the only reason they were trauma bonded by the end of it. Holy fuck.
Stream together, and hang out with each other all night.
Oh, they held hands. Like, what the fuck? We were trauma bonded because someone tried to kill both of us.
She quickly became
And that's how our relationship started. Very healthy.
my best friend, and someone that I felt for the first time I was in love with. We hung out all
Just
day,
don't kill
every day.
yourself,
We were
please.
always so happy with each other. Playing games until the night, loving every moment we were with each other. It felt poor. Jack, relax. I remember one day I left my house. She called me just so we can be on the phone together, as we always did. And we were playing a song called Falling in Love with You with Elvis came on, and I felt that love.
Oh,
First time I felt love.
no, Chad. That's a bag of Dots pretzels in the background. Fuck, I gotta boycott that damn brand now. No, I'm kidding.
For a girl, and I thought
I love
I'd
those.
wanted to never let it go.
I love those pretzels.
The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights. We started to date officially in January of 2022, and up until my cancellation, everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
Right. I believe that story 100%. He said, sarcastically.
I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone.
Right. You throw your phone onto a bed that somebody's laying on.
And
Totally
when
didn't maliciously throw the phone at her face when I got pissed off.
That's the whole thing. I didn't
Yo, what's
throw
up,
it at
Chico?
her. I want to make that very clear. I never threw it at her. I never hit her. And she even said in her situation that she bruises easily. She brushed over that I threw water bottles with her on my phone near her, but that wasn't during our fights. It would be throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got bruises from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
Right.
That's it. I did feel a lot of stress over the time of our
Good
relationship
save.
up until this point from her stalkers. From the ones that would show up at her old house, and also stalkers that just had from her TikTok postings. We found after being with each other that her stalkers had a lot would come to her a lot from her short form content. These people were schizophrenic and would think that she is talking to them. Whether it was songs she played, the way she looked at the screen, or just the titles of the videos, these people started to feel she was talking to them and come to our house to stalk her. These people thought in their heads they were dating her. They were out of their mind and dangerous. I told her if we're going to be serious about this relationship, I need her to stop posting as much and to not farm these people. She agreed and understood that it was a safety concern for not only me, but the house. Russell, Simply, Corey, or anyone that was in my house or anyone that was near us. She agreed. that she wouldn't want to hurt anyone else, and knew that posting these types of TikToks and posts can mess with us and is something I'm not comfortable with as a guy.
Is that how schizophrenia works? I'm not sure. But I would not think that that's how it works.
So she would tell me that if I had a problem to let her know. And at first it was minor things here and there, but over time it got harder and harder to deal with. There were more stress on top of this. We both had to hide the relationship from everyone. If anyone found out or was known, I could get in a ton of trouble with OTK and cause a ton of problems. Would you guys stop spamming never sub, never donated? Okay, relax.
W chat.
I told her if we were going to be serious about this relationship, I need to stop posting as much and to not farm these people. And then there was more stress.
Someone in his chat said Matt GPT. As in, he got this whole statement from ChatGPT summarizing it.
On top of this, we both had to hide the relationship from everyone. If anyone found out or was known, I can get in a ton of trouble with OTK and can cause a ton of problems in my life. So I lied to all of my old friends, S-Fan included, who lived just next door to me, and everyone in OTK. And that was very hard for me to do.
Stay strong, Miz. This will pass.
We had a doggy door between our rooms just so we can hide it from everyone else, including my roommates. We would lock the doors to avoid our roommates finding out. As time went on, they found out, but to most of our friends in the Austin circle, they never officially knew. That stress alone would drive anyone mad, but our love for each other was strong and we knew we can handle it.
Oh my gosh.
So, in September in 2022, a lot of you guys know, I was canceled by Trainwrecks and others trying to claim I covered up sexual assault. It was proven wrong, but that destroyed my mental health. I felt like my brain cracked, and I was never the same since. I was suicidal, depressed, and I didn't know what to do with my own life. Every day felt like an absolute nightmare. I was losing OTK, my mental health, and all my friends. Emiru was one of the only people that were there for me. She ditched sponsors to go with me to Japan.
Dry our lips.
She went with me
don't
anywhere I
take them
needed
now.
because she wanted me to be happy. And she knew sometimes I freaked out. I lashed out. But she loved me and she knew I was in a terrible mental place. It got so bad, the stress and constant talking about the same things over and over and no sleep and depression, that most of my hair started to fall out and Emiru started to hurt herself while we were in Japan. As this time happened, I was a massive wreck. I couldn't think straight, and being that Emiru hung out with me all day, she too started to become high-strung. Ugh. We would yell at each other, fight, and argue all the time. Things we never once did. I felt this relationship was taking a huge strain. But I thought it could be fixed over time since things were just so amazing that first year.
I don't think he's lying, gang. We'll have to let the authorities figure this one out.
But I'm so gay.
We already
As
know
we
Twitch
stayed around
ain't gonna do
longer,
anything
I
about it,
started
though.
resenting her a lot more. You can take it out of remote only mode.
You got
But as
this,
we
Miz,
stayed around
believe
longer, I
in
started
you.
resenting her
Say
a lot
no
more. I never want to talk about this.
I'm over here
Emiru has a
stroking
lot
my
of
dick. I
rabbits.
got lotion
It
on
was her
my
calling when
dick
she
right
first
now.
moved
I'm
in.
just stroking my shit.
These
I'm
were a
horny
big
as
part
fuck
of her
and
life.
I am a freak
But
on
as those
mine.
rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come
Holy
over,
fuck, I am
would
going
give
to
them
come
what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those.
I can't with his fucking TTS.
those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you." I didn't even know there was TTS going on.
Thank God he turned it off, bro. Holy shit.
Hold on one sec.
What the fuck was that? Or who the fuck says that?
Here's a video up close of Emiru's rabbits.
Oh, nah. I ain't wanting to see that.
These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who came to my house knew that they were neglected. This is an up-close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's fucking disgusting.
Well, in that sense, that looks bad.
This is a video from my own brother. I didn't record this. These are mites all around her cage. Okay. I would tell her to take care of them all the time, but to no avail.
So far, this is the only credit I'll give him is those cages. That's a bad look.
She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many died just over a year or two of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt bad, and my brother once came over and said that if I marry her, he'll never forgive me. In fact, when Maya came over during my cancellation, she actually commented on Emiru's rabbits and said, "These rabbits are completely neglected and this is disgusting." Emiru wouldn't clean the cages and the smell became so bad that we started to have the rabbits just be outside. I told her if that's the case, she's got to make sure she's giving them water because they are her responsibility. Instead, these rabbits were left outside in 100-degree heat with no food or water or anything. Most of the time being in cages with no bedding besides poop all over the place. Emmy didn't care. She would sit inside and play League of Legends all day. And what this showed me is that I don't want her to be my children's mother, and I couldn't see myself marrying her. The fights from these times started to get worse. I would constantly want to be farther and farther from her. I would use her for content, but after stream,
Yo, Felicia, thank you for the follow.
would want to be alone. I didn't know how to break up with her or end things. She was a co-owner of my org, the only person I knew,
L?
and the strain of the relationship and hiding the relationship
L for what?
was really taking a toll on me. On top of that, the stalkers were getting worse. One stalker came to my house, and I had to point a gun at him for 30 minutes until
Who?
the cops came.
I'm so confused by this message.
These stalkers are no joke, and the pressure from the relationship, the anger I felt, and the stalkers as a whole really made us lash out at each other. She would tell me that she doesn't realize what she's doing, that she didn't understand what she was doing wrong. But I would constantly tell her, on and off stream, that she needs to do more because these stalkers are getting worse. I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire
She's talking about
relationship.
Mizkif? I don't know. There was no
And
context.
I was aggressive at times.
That's what I was going to
In
assume, but
regards
I don't
to being
know.
controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person, and I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man. The last 9 months of this relationship, things got extremely fucking toxic. I told her to move out. She didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if we didn't sleep.
I saw the messages you sent. What are we doing here?
This isn't a music video, Hassan.
Shaved pussy. I know what he's doing. He's sugarcoating.
Together, or if we weren't around. She always wanted me to drive over to her house, but I never wanted to because I wanted to be alone. And that increased our fights. But the stalkers
Dude needs to talk to a PR team. True.
They started to take pictures of me whenever I would drive to her house.
W take from shaved pussy.
Sorry. They knew my every movement. I couldn't take it. Between the rabbits...
Oh yeah, I watched like 5 minutes of this stream earlier, and he was just spam running ads. Bro's trying to make as much money before he gets canceled again.
The stalkers and the overall ability to handle situations with each other, I knew this wouldn't last. But I didn't know how to get out of the relationship. She did not want to move out. As for me telling Cheddar to leave my house, he was swatting at Chompy constantly and making him bleed. I not only...
Sorry for the name. Twitch banned my last one, so this is just my defiance. That's fair.
I not only was the one that wanted her to move out first, I was the one that wanted the cat out of the house because he was attacking
It is a
my
W
cat.
name.
Every month went by the last year, and our fights started to get louder. We were breaking up with each other almost weekly. Fights were getting more aggressive, and shouting began to increase. I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
Okay. Let's see it.
And I'm just going to leak everything because I don't really care. This is the situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house. I'm freaking out. What is happening? Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone and like a problem. So just want to show this. She was also using the I want to kill myself a lot in our situation and relationship. This is while
Yeah, but she wasn't saying that she wanted to kill herself because she had less viewers than you. That's the difference. I think being in a potentially deadly situation, texting I want to kill myself as a girl is satire. I don't agree with that. I wouldn't say that's satire. Not going 150 miles an hour. Yeah. Going 150 miles per hour saying we're both gonna die now is a lot more serious than somebody texting KMS.
Gun pointed at one of her stalkers. This stalker who was at my house, his background picture was Emiru. And when he talked to the cops, he was in love with her and thought that she was talking to him. It is disgusting what these stalkers can do. I will say this. The fact that this guy came to my house and the result of it was a cop brought him down the street to a QT, which is a 7-Eleven, 15 minutes away, and that's all they did, is terrifying for these girls and terrifying for the situation in general.
Absolutely. I will agree with that. If somebody is stalking somebody and you can verify that as the police, like, I don't know, I don't think they can legally arrest them, but they should do something other than bring them down the fucking street and drop them off. Nah, you can do anything? But, like, as a police officer, I mean. Like, what are they legally allowed to do?
Sorry. I knew that the relationship wasn't healthy at this point. I knew we had to end it and soon. One day, Emmy posted a very provocative picture, one that she knew I would hate, and she posted it to make me upset. She admitted that she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument, and I broke up with her. We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream.
Oh, he's talking about this. Okay. Lock in, chat. They have to cause destruction or try to enter onto the property. It sounds like from what they were explaining, that the stalker did try to enter the property.
And I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped.
But I mean, I assume you mean like break in.
And I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologized.
Wait, hold on. I missed that.
She admitted that she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument, and I broke up with her. We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up.
But he's neglecting to mention, didn't she say that she was venting to him about how, like, she was ranting to him about something that was bad? I don't remember at this point. I've had to cover this shit, like, for almost 3.5 hours at this point. I don't remember every detail. But she was ranting to him about something, and he just started kissing her, and then she was like, that's okay. But then he went to, more, while she was clearly distressed about something, which is something that you don't do. Like, if you've been in a relationship or dealt with a partner, if somebody's not in the right headspace, you're not supposed to do that.
I was scared if I did anything wrong or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then. But we got back together soon afterwards. And during those last few months where we were fighting, we were still fighting, but it did feel like the relationship had good progress. And we were both agreed we need to talk about our future. Since it's been 3 years, we should see what we want, and Emmy had an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot argue this. One day, after staying over Emiru's house, Emiru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to marry her, and she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this letter that was staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry, and I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the relationship that
Do you have a picture of it? His chat's having a civil war? No, I see it too. I keep looking up there. But, like, does he have a picture of this?
our trust had completely died and that we had so many issues that I couldn't deal with it and I was not mentally well. I walked away. I went to her door, and as I opened it, the last words I ever heard her say is, "Don't go. I love you." That week, I made flights to Japan because I didn't want to sit around and wait to possibly get back together again. I have never talked to her in person since. I have messaged her numerous times wondering why I have been removed from OTK, Discords, and I was very scared because I didn't know what was going on. Nobody was talking to me or contacting me, and I have had so much regret. Times where I wanted to go back, times where I've drunk messaged her love letter.
Yeah, he was scared that he was getting canceled again. That's the majority of the reason that he texted her multiple times.
As you saw on stream. But after 10
You
months,
can tell
I
just
know
by
we're much
reading
better
it.
off without each other. I did see her at a party once at Simply's house. The house was very small, and I opened the door. I said, whoops, and proceeded to talk in the other room about what I possibly did wrong and began to bawl out and be depressed because I just saw my ex-girlfriend. I want to make it very clear. I was not following her, nor lingering around her. I was with others the entire night. The house is about 2,000 square feet with about 50 people there. I, of course, was near her, but I was never following her. This year has been very hard for me, and I'm sure for her. I even went to Japan and drank every single night just to sleep. Going from being with each other for 3 years straight and trauma bonding to be completely alone is such a difficult thing for both of us. I began therapy in February of this year with EMDR therapy, something she recommended me when we were dating. I'm very happy to say that I feel better than ever, and I've gotten a lot of the stress I've had away. I've also moved from Austin myself, and I've had a lot of trauma lingering from there as a whole, and I feel a lot better from that. I truly hope nothing but the best for Emmy. I know she said a lot of these things today, and I do believe a lot of them were false, but I do hope nothing but the best for her, and I'm sorry that any of this happened. I hate that we're in this situation, and I hope that she can move on. We were in a toxic relationship. I saw that. I've realized over the years of 2 relationships now online that I'm a horrible boyfriend and I have a lot to work on for myself. I've been single for the past 10 months, and I plan to stay that way. I'm continuing to go to therapy and work on myself, not just for me, but for the people around me.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody said ChatGPT apology.
If you're wondering if it's scripted,
After giving him money by subscribing to him.
the answer is, of course it is. I wrote it out because I cannot freeball this. This is a very serious situation. I want to make this real, and that's it. Okay? I am going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I am not going away. I have no plans to go away. And I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated. I have dozens of photos and videos, calls and messages as well, if she has them. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days of other people, of other things. I have a lot of messages that I have.
All right.
That I'm going to expose as time goes on, because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild. But I want to make it very clear. When it comes to Emiru, when she says that I was getting ready to go after her and that I was going to use her rabbits against her, that was never the plan. My plan for myself was very simple. If Emmy were to say something about me, I would say something.
Well, I mean, he did just say, not directly, but through extension of what he just said earlier, that she was killing her rabbits. That is what he said. Again, not explicitly, but essentially that is what he said. So that's like a moot point.
Back. That's it. I never had a plan in my life to go after her or do anything. It was if she ever said anything, I would say something as well. And that's completely understandable.
Right, because you can't be a better person.
Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear. And that is exactly what I said. And that is what's going to happen. Because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry I don't. Go after me all you want. I have nothing to lose. And I will say this proudly. Emiru abused those rabbits. She did. And if you're in Austin, Texas, and you want to say that she didn't abuse those rabbits at my house, you're lying. You know she did.
So a threat? Yeah, basically.
She abused those rabbits and she let them outside. And it's disgusting. And I didn't want to bring this up ever. This was not something I planned on bringing up in my life. But it's something that she claims that she didn't do, and people are trying to defend her from that, like Asmongold, where he says that one of her rabbits she took and brought around. What about the other 6 rabbits that died? As for what happened with me and Emiru, I mentally have been fucked up for years. And I'm very proud of myself for working on myself. And I think leaving Austin was the best thing, not just for me, but for everyone around me. I do believe that.
So you can go live in a more toxic place? Like Los Angeles? Good idea.
I fucked up a lot. And I'm never going to not admit that. And I realized I need to be alone. I never got kicked out of Austin, Texas. I left myself.
That's where Chigoat lives? I didn't know that. Either way, LA
You're
sucks.
still mentally fucked?
I would never live there.
I'm absolutely mentally fucked. I have been slowly working on it. I do feel like I've been getting better. I feel like I'm very calm
Yo,
right
Serious
now.
Agent,
I
thank you
don't
for the
feel
follow.
stressed. I don't even feel angry. I feel that every day I'm trying to learn more and more and do better. But I'm going to stand up for myself in a lot of these situations because a lot of it was not true. And I don't like that she was portraying that it was just me who was at fault. It was a toxic relationship, and that's what it was. Why was viewership so important? I will bluntly say this, and I'm very honest. I was, and I still am, but I very much was someone that was massively obsessed with.
I mean, it doesn't seem like an abusive relationship. Do you think anything he says has some weight in it, or is it all bullshit? It does seem like it was an abusive relationship. Sorry, I misspoke. Well, not misspoke, I misread. I was about to argue. Do you think anything he says has some weight, or is it all bullshit? I think the rabbit thing, I think that is not a good look on Emiru. But like we don't know the truth on it. And like, yeah, we got a picture of the cages looking horrible and there being bugs and shit crawling around in the cages. And there being shit literally all over it. And we do know at one point that the rabbits were moved to outdoors. We don't know for sure if they were not getting fed and given water. We don't know that. I don't think we'll ever know that. So like it's a situation where like we don't know all of the details. So we can just only make assumptions until something is proven. I hope that is a satisfying answer.
Streaming and viewership. And when my cancellation happened, and even before it, I mean, it's something you guys know. I've been massively obsessed with streaming and viewership over the years, and it's disgusting and it has ruined my fucking life. It is something that I am envious of others. I am angry at others because of it. It makes me jealous when I see others doing well, and it has made me realize that I am...
Yeah, we all know this. He's a leech. He is a leech. Technically, I'm getting publicity from somebody else's misfortune right now, which by technicality makes me a leech as well. But I'm talking about things that I feel need to be talked about. Accountability, though, not gonna lie. Yeah.
Like, I'm never happy for someone else if they're doing much better than me. You guys know this is true if you watch my old stream. I've always been this way. I've been very envious of other people, and it's a problem. It's a serious. It was a. I'm definitely way better than I was now, or I am now, but it's a serious problem that I am still working on to this day. I am not perfect, and I fucked up with that. I've been this way for a very fucking long time, where I'm a competitive dude, and I think I'm very competitive with streaming because I really care about it a lot. I've sunk my whole life into this thing. So did you really drive 150 miles an hour? I'm going to say this very clear. If you know me in Austin, Texas, I drive fast everywhere. I drive fast.
Hold on. Let's look up this clip. Mitch Jones Mizkif fight.
I was at his house, we were arguing, and then I asked him for a ride home.
Where's the clip?
Get in his car.
What's this,
and
buddy?
I have the evidence right here. So
what was that? That looked like a crash out to me. But he said he about to go nuclear. Something tells me this ain't over yet. No, it definitely isn't. Oh wait, shit, that's the wrong. Oops.
It's
Sorry.
literally everywhere. I'm in an Audi R8 in Austin, Texas, where the freeways are open. I drive fast all the time. I do. I don't even remember what situation she was talking about. I mean, we were in cars with each other all the time. I remember one time when she was picking me up from the airport.
Somebody in chat said 150 is too fast, retard.
And she was in her blue Corvette, and she started the speed when we were on a straightaway when she was getting mad, and she stayed quiet. I don't remember the exact speed she got up to.
Damn, bro.
Flying.
So nobody's gonna ask about that same situation where he said, now we're both gonna die? Because I feel like that was the more important part of that situation. Am I wrong? It wasn't about the speed necessarily. It was about you saying that we're both gonna die and threatening to kill you both in your car.
I have no problem admitting fault. The person that I was during that relationship, and I would say the Mizkif in Austin, Texas, is fucking disgusting.
Yo,
I hated myself.
Juan, thank you for the follow.
Just sat there all day, stressed.
Where is he streaming? This is a VOD from his Twitch stream earlier. Because he's still not banned on Twitch, which is not really surprising to me.
Mad at the fucking world. I hated being this upset person because I know you are who you hang out with, and I definitely changed Emmy in a lot of ways and made her very stressed as well, and mentally the situation.
Thanks for the clarification. Of course, I got you.
I was a very toxic person, and I knew I needed to get out, so I broke up with her. In fact, I broke up with her twice. The first time I broke up with her, I really thought it was over. And the second time I broke up with her was forever. I did message her a lot afterwards, primarily for OTK stuff, but there were times where I did want to go back to her. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. I was drunk. I thought I needed to, but yeah.
Rust event? Yeah. I feel like that's important to talk about.
That's it. I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. Leak something? No, not today. this is something I think that we went over, and
Everybody in chat right now, in his chat, is explaining things in the same way that I'm thinking right now. They're all like, well, I guess we'll see how this turns out. That's where I'm at, bro. Like, I don't know who to believe. Obviously, like, Mizkif's had this same controversy 3 years ago. Crazy they're still supporting. I think it's crazy that people are still subscribing. But it's not that crazy because he did put his chat in subscriber only to where only people who are subbed can talk. So, yeah. We'll just see how it turns out.
I am glad that it is out there, what I just said. And that's it. So, that's it. I said what I had to say. I appreciate you guys listening. And I will be back. I'm not leaving anytime soon.
Not today? Question mark. Bro got accused of harassment. Shouldn't he show proof faster? Yeah, you'd think so. But I think he's just gonna wait for Emiru to possibly make a response, so that way he can see what her narrative is gonna be, so that way he can try and make something work to where he can try to make it look like it's the opposite of what she's saying. If that made any sense, me trying to explain that. Any closing thoughts, chat, before I end the video? Bro's trying to think in 4D. Well, I've seen how manipulative he is in the messages that I read that he had sent to Emiru. So, like, I know how this man's brain works at this point. And we all know he's a leech that uses people. So, I feel like at this point he's just gonna try and farm this for content. He's gonna try to farm it for content while also attempting to do PR for himself. Also, I don't know if you guys saw this. I brought it up earlier. The Iced Coffee Hour podcast. Oh, okay. I wasn't trying to look up iced coffee in general. They made a podcast with him 6 days ago. So I kind of am interested to see how poorly that is aged. It doesn't change or affect anyone whether they're both lying or telling the truth. True, but I feel like justice needs to be served for whoever deserves the justice, you know? And the more people know this is going on, the more people can eventually be informed when the truth eventually comes out. Anyways, chat, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.